guys, happy Friday. I love Fridays. I usually only trade like 30 minutes in the morning on Fridays, but I started off with Palantir and it did not I always hate to say when I have a loser. I'm so embarrassed. It did not go well. Oh my God. It did not go well. I'm embarrassed to show you, but I have to. I'm looking at it right now and it's a mess. I mean, it's a lot of trades. Okay, well, I'll show you that. I was down $234 at one point. And you guys, if you've watched my videos, you know I have a $300 max loss on a single trade. And when I get to like $200 on it and I'm trying to pull my way out of it, I have to drop back in share size. That's my yellow light because, once you get to negative 200, it's really easy to get to negative 300 fast. So I had to drop my share size way down, which takes longer to pull out of the red, the red day on it. And I struggled. I worked too hard on a Friday for that. I need a beer tonight. All right. And then Nvidia, Amazon, and Intel were the only others that I traded, and they went really well. Intel was one and done, a quick scalp. Amazon, I think 4 scalps, and Nvidia, maybe a half dozen. Went really well. I was just laser focused after my Palantir fiasco. I finally came out negative $36 on Palantir, and you guys, I just said enough. And if you've watched my videos a lot, you know I hate being red. I just want to get to even like less than $10 red, right? Nah, I was done. I'll take the $36. So after that loss, I did $385. I'm just doing really good. I'm finally dialing in on price action. So there's some things I'm going to show you guys. The one thing I do want to mention today, I was playing around with limit orders, using limit orders versus market orders just to see what would happen. And I don't like market orders usually because right when I click, let's say buy market, and there's a line on your chart that shows your order, and I just see it going up. It doesn't fill right away. Well, if the price, I only scalp for 10 cents. Well, if it takes 3 seconds, which is about what it was taking, I wrote it down. If it takes 3 seconds to fill my order and it comes up in 1 second and then drops, I get filled low when I'm going along. But I realized you got to anticipate it, or it helps. I shouldn't say you have to. This is not, oh God, this is not financial advice by any means. But I'm learning that when I use market orders, I didn't used to like using them because of this. Now what I do, I try to anticipate where price is going. And so I try to capture my order and hit that buy market or sell market before it happens, because I'm a mind reader, And that way, as it goes, I'm either making more money because it just keeps going up in my favor and it finally gets me out, which happened quite a bit today, or I will capture it. I don't know how to explain that, but if it's going up and I think the price is going to turn and go down, I'll hurry and hit sell. And then it takes 3 seconds. So by then, usually it comes down. Anyways, I hope that made sense. Now I'm not quite so sure. I need a beer. Okay, You guys, I had a comment yesterday on a video. Someone wished they could ask questions. You can ask any questions you want in the comments. The other thing is I keep my email address, and you can certainly use it. It's in my video or my channel description. So you have to actually go to my channel's name and look in the description there. I can't put it in comments because YouTube thinks it's spamming and they just automatically delete the whole comment anyways, and it's too frustrating. So you can look in my channel description. There's always an email address there, and you can reach out if you have questions, if you're having problems with an indicator, anything. And I actually have a few indicators. If I have an indicator on here that you see and it was free for me and the person is not selling it, like they gave it away for free on Discord, some of my indicators were free on Discord, I can certainly hand those out. But if it's like a day trading for success, you'll have to go to his channel. And by the way, if you're looking for some of these indicators from day trading for success, go to his YouTube channel. It's just called Day Trading for Success. I'll put it on the screen here. And I would start with episode 83. I rewatched it last night and it has a lot of indicators on it. And it has this one and a couple variations of it. And I live on this. I cannot scalp without this scalping indicator. I've been using it for almost 3 years. This was the first version he ever made. And I think episode 83 might still have this version on it. And it's a lifesaver. I mean, he has newer versions that you can buy for 24 bucks. Well, not on this trade. It didn't make me money, but that was my error, not the indicator. But every single day you see I'm making 200, 300, 400, 500. I mean, one indicator pays for itself. So I don't get paid to say that. I'm just telling you, I was I was starting out and I was desperate for any help. And this was the one thing that put me over the edge to profitability, I'm telling you. All right, here's Palantir. I just screwed this up royally. I can't even tell you what I did wrong. And here's the thing. Lance Brightstein, I think is how you say his last name, from S&P Capital. He did a video over the weekend or a couple days ago, and it talked about waiting for the opening range break, the 15-minute break to complete the opening range box before you get in a trade. And I've noticed, you guys, it made me think most of my red stocks, my red trades, or my drawdowns come in this first 15 minutes. Look right here. It's hard to trade this first 15 minutes. I wasn't going to trade the first 15 minutes and I got caught up in this. And then I remembered that I was going to try not trading the first 15 minutes. And this is the only one that I had drawdown on. My other tickers, I didn't even take one drawdown. This is it. So next week, I'm hoping to remember that I'm going to wait for a full 15 minutes before I get into a trade. All right. So I'm not going to show you each trade. It is what it is. The first 15 minutes is very hard. You think it's going up and then it comes down. There's a lot of volume. And there's a lot of market orders washing out, people that have put in orders the night before. It is really hard to call, and I should not have been doing it. Now, this is where once we've passed that first 15 minutes, this is where I see that, we're going in a direction. We finally picked the trend. It's going up. And this was where I was able to get in when it would pull back to the 9 EMA, which is the blue line. I would get in and take it up. It would pull back. I'd get out, get in, take it up. So this is all I was doing right in here. And then right here, I got a little hung up right here. I love this. I've told you this a lot, and I do lose money on this. But when it works really good. This, I was anticipating this to break, and I was anticipating it because even though these these volume bars don't show it right now, when you're in the moment of that 1 minute candle and that 1 minute volume bar, these buyers and sellers can look very different. So we had buyers coming up here. So I started getting in thinking this is going to pop right here. Well, it didn't. It failed and came down. And I will be honest with you, I held too long. I was so determined that it was going to keep going up, and I should not trade my bias. I should trade price action. And price action told me that we were not going up, we were going down. So I did get hung up. I ended up pulling my head out of my ass, pulling through and getting a negative 3601 instead of like 240-ish or whatever. All right, Nvidia was much better, just a few quick scalps, and this is going to be quick and easy. So this was it. Well, it was kind of a few, but it was $100, so I'm okay with this. And you guys know, I kind of struggle a little bit with Nvidia. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Now notice, I didn't catch this in that first 15 minutes. I was on Palantir losing money. I would have got caught up in this. This is kind of choppy and lots of wicks. This is very hard to call. So I am next week going to try to do my best to stay out of the market that first 15 minutes because it certainly worked here. I was green the whole time. I don't think I had a single drawdown here. So this was just quick scalps in and out. I've bumped it up from 100 to 200 and 300 shares on here. And that's kind of my sweet spot right now is that right around 200, but I was pushing it to 300. It's Friday. I've made good money all week, so I had money to lose if I wanted to. This is not money I live on right now, this day trading account. So I went ahead and took some chances here and was just practicing my scalping. And again, getting out when the price comes up, getting back in as it comes down on a short, or getting out of your long. Anyways, you know what I mean. You're going up and down, up and down. You can just see this. It's kind of predictable. Now it stopped getting predictable right here, and that's where I stopped trading right there. All right. So it was 199.99. You guys, you don't know how badly I wanted to jump back in with like one share just to capture a penny. But you know what happens? The moment I were to get in and be frustrated and not satisfied with that, I would lost $20, I bet. So I've learned just to say no. 199 is good. All right, let's go to Amazon. Amazon was another quick one, $137. I'm just loving this. I love it. I just want to be able to get in and out first thing in the morning and be done with my day because I have a lot to do. And then look at this. I'm just watching the scalping indicator again, and I'm just trading as it's going up, away from the 9, get in, and then it comes back down, I get out, or I short on the way down. Either one. I'm taking this long, I'm either getting out and taking this short, or vice versa. And that's it. The 9 and the 21. All right, and then the volume bars, of course. Now, we got to kind of below average volume here. That's your average line. So then I was done. All right, 137.18, that was good. One quick scalp with Intel, and it was for $84. This was fantastic. It was just really quick. I had just got done with all those other stocks, and I came over here. I had these two levels marked right here,
And then I noticed it was failing right here. So I didn't want to get in. And I noticed right here, right when we came, see this candlestick right here? It goes below this one and then comes up and comes down. I got in right here. I realized, you know what? Too many wicks, too many tries. It is not going higher. This is a strong level. I'm going to take it short. And I did just that. Shorted it right here, got out for a quick 84 bucks, and I was done. Because if you notice right here, you guys, I can't trade this. This gray line right here and this gray line right here and this one, those are 50-cent moves. Well, when we're just bouncing 50 cents right here with tons of wicks, that's total indecision. Low volume, below average volume. I'm just not going to do it. So I waited. I know when I see this pattern right here and it's trying to get through, it's either going to go up and a really big candle up because it's going to have power, or it's going to go down a really big candle. Those are the best ones. Look at this one over here. It could not get past that level, and you could have taken this short and big candles. All right. That's about it. I had levels marked over here. You can see Intel. These were levels I had marked yesterday, because you can see right here in yesterday's trading. And those levels, look at this. If you're looking at the 15-minute chart down here, those levels hold, you guys. I marked just 4 levels yesterday that played out yesterday. You come over here, it's still holding. Look at that support right there. And then resistance right there. You can mark these. Usually what I'll do is I'll mark them all week long, starting with Monday. And then today I went through all my tickers that I like to trade, and I just cleared out all the levels and cleared all the drawings. And I start fresh on Monday again, because I figure there's news over the weekend. Some of these levels get old. Prices moved out beyond the levels. All right, guys. The market versus the limit orders. Limit orders right here, market orders right here. I can't really show this. I think I'm going to try to record it Monday or Tuesday and record a quick scalp. Like I'll do one share and just show you and talk into the mic and tell you what I'm watching live, but not live because I can't go live. But I'll go ahead and do that and show you what I'm looking for when I'm getting in using a market order, because there's going to be some slippage there. It hangs out and waits. All right, guys, that was it. $385. And then I did like 1,700 and something for the week. I'm on par. I've been averaging 350 a day, slowly increased. I'm super happy. I'm kind of worried that I'm going to jinx it, but slow and steady wins the race. Small base hits and small losses. That's the key. All right, guys, let me know how you did. I'd really love to know how it's going. All right.